Okay. Hi, everyone. This is Paul Fisher coming at you live from the Las Vegas area of Nevada, USA. Today, we're going to talk about the Billion Coin again. This is a live 24/7 broadcast system that we're on. We started it March 21st, our second year anniversary of the Billion Coin. And they have someone on, well, they want to have someone on in half-hour slots, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, from anywhere in the world. We're in 200 countries, so we're in just about all countries. So at 24 hours at half-hour slots, we got 48 slots to fill every day. We've got over half filled, okay? Over half filled, and well, at least half of, well, yeah, about half filled, maybe a little less than half. So we need more people to come and volunteer to be leaders of our community and to broadcast live, because what's going to happen is we're migrating to a brand new blockchain platform. It's unbelievable, okay? It's so fast, so high tech. We are so excited. We got bogged down the same time Bitcoin did last year with transactions, because we were doing so many peer-to-peer transactions like they were, but we have a different setup. We don't have independent miners that are controlling how things work, and they can sit there and say, well, you know, if you want us to get your transaction through, pay me more money, and I'll make sure it gets through. That's the type of thing that we didn't never want, okay? The admin, the creator of our coin, saw what was going on, because, see, everything that came after the Billion Coin, I mean, after the Bitcoin, used the same Bitcoin platform, okay, because there wasn't anything else available. So they just got the copy of it and created a coin. The problem was the system was very, very slow, or limited, I should say. It was very limited. Now it worked fine for while it was growing and people were getting used to, what is this Bitcoin? What is cryptocurrency? What is the blockchain? Okay, so from 2009 to 2016, really, it just slowly got more and more people taking a look at it and saying, wow, this is sticking around. It might be something. It's like anything that comes new when it comes to technology. People aren't used to it, especially as older individuals. And we're slow to get involved. So I was real slow. I didn't get involved until the end of 2016 with Bitcoin. But I heard about it, but way back in like 2011, and just thought it was crazy, you know. So I wish I hadn't thought that. But anyway, the point is, the Billion Coin, we created it, or the admin created it 2 years ago. And our first year, we grew to 97,000. And our 6th year, we grew 30 times more to 3 million members, okay? And our coin is not on a trading exchange or a market exchange where it can be manipulated, the price, to go up and down, up and down, up and down, okay, which makes it too volatile for merchants, businesses, retailers to use as a source of, okay, I'll accept it, and then I can turn around and buy some more product and sell you some more product. They can't do that if the price is going to go down the next day. Then they've lost, and they got to purchase, you know, more product to sell you, but the money they accepted from you just went down overnight. Okay, so the only merchants that are accepting or can accept is people that are just hanging on to the coin because they know enough about the blockchain technology that it's the future. Okay, and they know that over time, like over a year, every year the price of Bitcoin will go up in value. Okay, it'll go volatile all through the year. It could, because it's going to crash and then it's going to go up and up and up. Everybody jumps in, wants to make a few dollars, and then they crash it because the wealthy at the top sell. And when they sell it, dump it, then the price goes down. When the price goes down, the ones that are not aware of what's going on, the gamblers basically, they panic and they sell at a loss, and they don't hang on to their money. They don't hang on to their Bitcoin, and they just sell it at a loss, thinking I better get, you know, at least $30 out of my $100 back before I lose all $100. That type of thinking. Okay. And meanwhile, the wealthy that are doing this will wait until it gets to a nice low cost, and then they'll buy it back up again, including those coins that you have purchased and put back into the system. So they get more coin. Every time they do that, they get more coin. Okay, and there's less coin to go around for the little guy. Okay, it's the same type of system that the fiat currency type thing is based on. You know, it's based on a few wealthy individuals who have collected. In fact, in 2016, I forgot the percentages, but it was for the first time the few wealthy had the huge percentage of wealth over the masses. It's crazy. But their system is about to elapse because the time has been a long time. Okay, let's 2013 in America, before that another 400 years back, they've been using the system everywhere they can, anywhere they can. And it's basically to get the wealth to themselves. The wealth is the gold, the platinum, the silver. Okay, things that back up and actually make money is what they were after, to collect for themselves, to have power. Okay, now the system is about to elapse, and you see this happening right now, or maybe you don't, but it's happening out there, and the central banking system is in a panic, and they don't know what to do, but they do know one thing. They want to hang on to the control they have, because they control the country. If they're the ones with the gold and they're the ones lending the country money, then they control that country. It's just that simple. And they've controlled America straight on from 1913. Now, they were in power previous to that, but a couple of presidents that we've had in the past have knocked them out, okay, and got rid of them. Andrew Jackson was the first one. That's why his picture is in the Oval Office of Trump right now, because Trump is doing the same thing. He's getting rid of this system. And the only way to get rid of this system right now, the system on its own would crash. Okay, just on its own it would crash. But right at the end, right before or right when it crashed, they would dump a bunch of their worthless money. They'd make up a bunch. They'd, hey, we'll bail you out, and, you know, like they did before in 2008. They would try that again. If it didn't work, then they'd have, it would be a horrendous transition, and they'd come up with something else. But anybody who wants to, like Trump and the Patriots, who want to get rid of that system, because it is worldwide except for just a couple of countries, Russia being one, who has completely gotten rid of the central banking system. That's why the elite hate Russia. Okay, Russia is their enemy because Russia has kicked them out, and they're not the only ones. China's kicked them out too, or they're kicking them out. They're still using the U.S. dollar, but they're trying to kick them out. Okay, they've purchased tons of gold just like Russia did. They've got gold. They've created their own cryptocurrency. They're buying oil with it, and it's just a matter of time before they don't need the U.S. dollar. And Venezuela is backed with a cryptocurrency now that's backed with their gold, okay? So everybody's watching Venezuela right now to see if that's going to succeed, and it will. And as soon as countries realize, hey, we don't need the U.S. dollar, they're going to make their own cryptocurrency. They're going to back it or sustain it with whatever, and it's going to work. Here in the United States, the economy is completely based on this system, on this debt-based system. Okay, we're what, 19 trillion, 20 trillion, I don't know what, in debt? How is America, who has our own, we're supposed to control our own country. We have our own constitution. We're supposed to make our own money and back it with gold. What happened to it? All of a sudden, we're now have no money, and we borrow money from a private banking system and we pay interest. And the only way the government can pay that interest is to now charge taxes on everybody. It's crazy, okay? But this is what we were born into, most of us, because most of us weren't born prior to 1913. So, and that was when the Federal Reserve Act was passed, okay? Where was I going with this? The system has to be brought down. Okay, so Trump has to bring it down. We, the Patriots, have to bring it down. We have to control how it's brought down. When we bring it down, the transition will be much softer. We'll be prepared, we'll be ready. We are preparing, we are getting ready, and we'll switch over to a system. Now, Russia, China, and the United States will probably come out with their own money. Okay, we will come out with our own money, and it will be gold-based or gold-backed. Okay, and if the central banking system gets involved and somehow wins and beats us because they've controlled the narrative and they're blaming all this tragedy or whatever, all the economic system has fallen, it's all Trump's fault. He's doing this, he's doing that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and the people believe it, and things happen. It's all up to God, right? We're going to see a new money changeover in a new money system, period. Okay, you can expect that one way or another. It has to happen because the time limit is up for the fiat currency. It can't go up it can't get any worse. Okay, so they've got to go back and start over, basically. Thing is, if they control it over time, it will do the same thing. They'll slowly take the precious metals away, and they'll put it back into fiat currency, and inflation and devaluation will happen all over again. Okay, we want to destroy that entire system so that it never comes back, plain and simple. And with the technology we have today, it can be done, period. It can be done. And this will bring about a huge change in people's lives. A huge change in America. Just look at America. Look at the insurance companies and what we have to do and how we're so enslaved, how we have to do everything to depend on the government to take care of us. Come on, that's not how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be able to take care of ourselves. But we can't under the system because they have stolen the money away from us. We're not using gold. We're not using silver. We're not using platinum. We're using digital currency, fiat currency, okay, that they control. It's theirs. It's not ours. So this is a big deal, and this is what the Billion Coin is all about. Is to bring abundance to not just the United States, but to the entire world. We want to eliminate poverty. Okay? So, and we will. Our coin being of the fact that we've got 1 billion coins, there'll never be more than 1 billion full coins. Okay? Keeps the supply and demand there. The difference between ours and, say, Bitcoin is only going to have 21 million coins at the most. Okay, so again, in the long term, it's a good source of money. It's money. It has value based on just that alone. Okay, but ours is based also on that, but it's based on people. Okay, it's not based on a trading exchange where people go in there and they can buy it up and raise the price up, and the value doesn't go that way, simply because as soon as you put something on the market, the wealthy can buy it up and manipulate the price. Okay, so ours is not set up that way. We're not ever going to be on a trading exchange. Our value goes up by every person that joins our community. Okay, so we got 3 million people, and every time someone joins every day, it raises the value of our coin by €1. Okay, and it has from the beginning, 2 years ago. We have 3 million members, over 3 million members. So now the price of 1 billion coin, one coin, is worth €3 million. So nobody can buy, well, not nobody, but very few people can buy a full coin. So I have talked about this before. We've got systems that we are using. It's called a cookie reward program. We have used other ones. We're giving the gift away. Our job is in the distribution phase. In fact, let me talk about the distribution phase. See if I can go over here and find what I wanted to talk about with that. Just to give you an idea of how we're thinking and how we want to get you guys thinking, okay? Because none of us is used to thinking. We're so used to just being brought up in this system and thinking, God, you know, there's not enough. There's not enough. There's not enough. Scarcity mindset, you know? My nephew, my grandnephew, he has this amazing abundant mindset. I don't know how he got it, okay? But he has this mindset. This is a kid. He's 13 years old now. And he's in 7th grade. And he's happy. And when he gets money, he doesn't hang on to it. He just like, oh, you need some money here. Oh, let's go get something to eat, guys. You know, we don't want to spend the money. We got to use it for, I'll buy it, you know. That's the way he is. And it's like, this kid has an abundant mindset. Where did it come from? He's not afraid of spending his last dollar. You know why? He keeps getting money, okay? He's got family members, grandparents and aunts and uncles and things that just send him money. And so it's like he just knows, he just has this faith that we don't have. We're not used to that. We've never been raised like that. Okay? Man, when we get $5 when we were kids, we hung on to it. Or we went and spent it, but then it was gone. And it's like, oh gosh, you know, geez, I went through that $5 fast. Now what am I gonna do? Wait till my next birthday? Wait till hope I get some money for Christmas. Hope I get some money for Easter. That was a drag, and he's not that way. You know, his sisters blow through their money just like that. Okay, and then they don't have any, and they're always worried about not having enough money. You know, it's hard. I don't even want to. Anyway, Diego's like, hey, you need some money? And he'll give it to his sisters. Okay. And I have no problem with that. I love it. Okay. My wife tends to still be in that scarcity mindset, which I don't blame anybody for being in that, because I'm basically still there. I will catch myself all the time having a scarcity mindset. And it sickens me because I am becoming more and more aware lately about the difference between a scarcity mindset and an abundance mindset. And there's a huge difference. And I hate the fact that I was always in this scarcity mindset. There's not enough. There's not enough. Okay. Got to go out and get some money and take it for somebody else. I got to go out and do sales and compete with somebody else and get more sales than them and get the money for myself so I can have this and have that. It's just not a real good way to live. And it's because this has been brought on us. It's not normal. I mean, it's not right. Okay. And it's not healthy. It's stressful. Okay. So when there's abundance, which there is, this world is loaded with abundance. Even with 7.5 billion, there's so much abundance with resources in this world. It's not even funny. It's just ridiculous. We can all be driving any car we want. We can all be living in any kind of a house we want. We can all have fresh, clean water. We can all have sewage systems that are modern. We can all be doing wonderful things for each other, taking care of each other, and we're not, because there's a few that are bad people. Okay, they're just bad. They want to do bad things, and the only way they can is if they're in control. It's just common sense. If they've got the control, they can do whatever they want. Okay, and it's very hard for bad people not to do what they want when they have the power to do what they want. It's just that simple. And relatively speaking, there's more good people in the world than there is bad people. Okay. So if the good people had money, not currency, but money, and they could help each other, they could help all the rest of the people, it would eliminate global financial poverty. Okay, we'd be able to create businesses, build whatever we wanted to build, have whatever we wanted to have, create jobs for everybody, give them enough money to feed a family of 5, one person. That's the way life should be. It shouldn't be struggling financially. There's too many other things to be concerned about with raising families and being a good human being and a good citizen in your country and progress. Okay, to be concerned about struggling for how you're going to get, your next meal or your clothes to wear or make your car payment or your phone payment or whatever. That's just crazy. So we're in our distribution phase now. Let me put my glasses on here for a second. This is an older blog. It was a few weeks back or a couple of months back. I can't remember. Maybe not even that far. Oh, it was just a month. It was just a month ago. Or actually just 3 weeks ago. And it says here that TBC is at the beginning of the distribution phase. Okay, we're talking about this because we need to get the coin out. Plus, we're going to go into migration, which is extremely important. I'll go into that more tomorrow about how exactly we're going to do that and what we need from you guys and what it means. Okay, what it's going to mean. You're going to see an absolute explosion of members coming into the Billion Coin because of the migration and the new blockchain platform. And it's not only just a new wallet, it's a new complete blockchain platform, okay, with speeds that are unreal, faster than Visa and MasterCard, okay? Okay, so this, here, I'm just going to read it off. It says, TBC is at the beginning of the distribution phase, and we are focused on creating billionaires for the TBC economy. There's about 1 million spots open right now that need to be filled. We're talking about that need to have at least one coin because that coin will end up being $1 billion when we have our first billion people. It maxes out at that price. Okay, now at this time, I would ask, this is admin talking, at this time I would ask each of you to carefully examine your hearts. Becoming a billionaire will certainly open a door into your hearts for one of two spirits to come into it. Billionaire status will either fill your heart with the spirit of greed or the spirit of abundance. How can you tell the difference between these two spirits? Both will say, you have so much. You are a billionaire in the making. Your destiny is wonderful and great. Okay? It's confusing so far, right? Okay. Both spirits seem to empower you. Now, here's how you can tell the difference. Abundance, by definition, cannot be self-contained. Okay? Abundance overflows. Greed, on the other hand, will attempt to capture and keep wealth all to itself. Greed is stingy. Make sure I still got 4 minutes. I may go over 30 minutes today, but that's okay. If you want to go watch somebody else, 30-minute, fine. If not, just stick around. Okay, abundance overflows again. Greed is on the other hand, will attempt to capture and keep wealth all to itself. Okay, greed is stingy. It hates to give or share. Greed comes out of fear. Abundance comes out of love. Now, do you understand why I'm starting to hate the fact that I have a scarcity mindset? Okay? Because it just doesn't feel right anymore. I was just so used to it and so brainwashed into it my whole life with the way I was raised. We struggled. We always struggled. Okay? My father was a gambler. Okay? So he didn't bring home this full paycheck every week. Okay, so our mom had to do with what was left over. And then when I was 10, they got divorced. Okay, and he was not all that good at first with child support. My mom had to go to work and she needed to work at home. So she started taking care of kids. She got a daycare license And she started doing paper routes, meaning all the kids would come to our house, get their papers every day, because our city had a local paper every day, had a daily paper called the Post Advocate in Alhambra. And all the kids would come to our house, get their papers, and we'd go out and do our routes. I mean, she did everything she could, okay? And it was awesome, okay? Greatest mother in the world, okay? She wasn't perfect. She wasn't perfect by any sense, but she was awesome, okay, considering the situation. Okay, not to mention she had 3 boys. She was raising 3 boys, no girls, 3 boys that she had to turn into men because her dad wasn't around. And she did a marvelous job of it, especially with my 3 brothers. I wasn't so good at it, but my whole life was a little bit different than my brothers. But anyway, it still worked out great, okay? So now you understand that this scarcity mindset is so destructive. Okay, just take my word for it. Okay, remember, it says, and this is coming from admin, abundance comes out of love, okay? When you are afraid of sharing or sharing too much, you are filled with the spirit of greed. The final destination of greed is self-destruction of the one filled with greed. Greed will lie and not admit that his journey is a suicide mission. So, in the examination of your heart, ask yourself if you have embraced greed. And sometimes we have, friends, and we don't even know it because it doesn't really seem like greed. It's just this base core that it's human nature to be selfish, okay? And a lot of us don't think we are, and a lot of us are not, but a lot of us are, and some of us don't even realize we are, okay? If you have embraced greed, admin's going on here, I will show you how to replace that spirit with the spirit of abundance. But this community seems to attract those that are already possessed with the spirit of abundance. This is why I love the Billion Coin so much, friends, okay? Because we are bringing in people all over the world that have the spirit of abundance. They see it when they see what the Billion Coin is all about, and they want to participate, okay? They get involved, they get their free gift of Kringles, and they try to do whatever it is that admin asks them to do so that they can get more coins, more Kringles added. And then we have tremendous promotions where you wouldn't call it sales, but it's just like a way of distributing it out, which is what we're doing right now. We're in that phase. It's going to last for a while, okay? Migration is going to take about 90 days, okay? And then from that point on, we hope to be at 1 million billionaires by the end of migration, or even sooner. I mean, it really doesn't take that much. I've talked about how to get a full coin. If you have 1 full coin, you will end up being a billionaire. Okay, anything less than that, and you won't. But if you end up with 500 mil, you'll be doing okay. So just get used to the reality of what we are doing. Get involved and do a little self-education. You'll be fine. Okay, so he goes on with this article, and he says here, so as you examine your heart and you find that it is filled with the spirit of abundance, just know that God has answered admin's prayer to fill up our TBC membership with people like you and carry on the greater confidence. These spirits have influence on all of your resources, not just the money you have. Everyone has 24 hours a day of time. Time by far is way more valuable than money. Are you only self-serving with your time, then the spirit of greed has got you in its grasp. Friendships, business connections, knowledge, skills, talents, personal comforts, and the list goes on and on of things that are considered resources. Are you a giver or are you a taker? Do you already know that your resources are basically seeds, and that when you plant and nurture them, that it multiplies your seeds? Yeah, some of your seeds will fall on stony ground. And regardless of how much you nurture those seeds, they will not reproduce. But abundance doesn't mind that, because overall your seeds will multiply if you do what is required for that to happen. Laziness is certainly a byproduct of greed. Think about that. It's very true. So if you find that your heart has invited greed to reside there, then you need to love yourself enough to alter your self-destructive course. Do you really want to be on a suicide mission? Of course not. If you have lost hope for yourself and can't even love yourself enough to make this adjustment, prayer is the only answer left. Hopefully, someone else is praying for you, even if you refuse to pray for yourself. Okay, I just wanted to read that to you because, again, it's just another powerful statement from admin that is full of truth and reality. Okay? And let me get back here where I want. So, these things are something to think about as we move forward this year, 2018. Okay, it is a magnificent year. Things are happening all over the place. Okay, we can't help but see. I try as hard as I can to get the information out to let you know, people in America, what exactly Trump is doing behind the scenes so that there's no fear involved. Because the mainstream media, okay, they're going to be pushing the central banking system and the deep state's agenda, and well, their narrative. They're not going to talk about their agenda, but they're going to, carry forth their narrative, and that scares people. It always has. Oh, we're going to have a nuclear war with Korea. Look at what's going on. We're sending our ships over there. Trump's calling them names. There goes our life. It never happened. It never happened. Okay. Okay. And I've mentioned it on my Facebook post why it didn't happen and what happened in the background. Okay. Now we've got the situation in Syria. Okay. The deep state is even more intense. They've got to keep a war and our troops in there protecting their assets. There's a whole lot more on the table than there is with North Korea. We could have easily gone to war with Russia, with North Korea. All we had to do is go to war with North Korea. Okay. Now, the reason I talk politics is because politics and finances are intertwined. Okay. Money systems is what creates greed. It's what creates monarchies. It's what creates slavery. Okay. So we need to break ourselves free from this and be prepared for the transitions of what's going on in the world. We need to understand this. And I have no problem talking about it freely, because those who don't have the ability to see because they're blind, they don't have the ability to hear because they're deaf, they're not going to get it. Even if I'm talking about it, they're not going to get it or believe it. They're just concentrating on what they've got to do to hang on to their power. Okay. So they need our troops in Syria protecting their assets. It's insane. Okay. And we're not going to let that happen, but we're going to act like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, we're going to send some missiles over there, and we did yesterday. And But you notice that nobody died. Okay, you notice that somebody leaked the information because everybody left those chemical plants. So then when we got killed, when they got missiled, okay? We certainly didn't go in and throw missiles in Gouda and destroy the so-called crime scene that Russia is protecting, okay? So that the team of people that are chemical weapons experts could go in there and conduct an investigation and bring the truth out, okay? So that no country in the UN, nobody can mislead the world and American citizens into creating a war, okay? That is just what they want, okay? So, and of course, you see the ships going. I talked about it on my post on Facebook. Just go read the post, okay? And believe me, that's what's going on. If you don't believe me, then just ask yourself what happened with North Korea, okay? You see what's going on. You see what Trump's doing. It's not just that he's doing that. He's doing all these other things. You have no idea how important that wall is. I haven't even started to talk about the wall. Okay, people think, oh, it's just about keeping illegal aliens out that are, going to come over and create some crime and mess our system up and get in our welfare and blah, blah, blah. No, 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 no. The deep state doesn't want that wall because how do they fund themselves? With drugs, with sex trafficking, human trafficking, with guns. This is how they conduct their business, is how they fund themselves to do their dirty work. They can't have a wall. Okay, look at the big picture and realize that we've got to have a wall just for those security reasons to get rid of the deep state. Okay, so that's what Trump is doing, and he's doing so much more, creating jobs. I could go on and on and on about the things he does. I don't know how he does it every 24 hours, but he's got some incredible patriots working with him, and that's why we are getting things done. And under this presidency, we've never seen happen before. Not even under Reagan did we see this. Okay, so this is going to be history. Trump may end up being the greatest president this country has ever had. The circumstances are different, so we see different. Technology is so different compared to what it was back in the beginning with George Washington, Andrew Jackson, Benjamin Franklin, all those guys, John Hancock, all those incredible men. We're in a different time. And we've got technology going now, and we've got social media, okay? And you see what's going on with that. And changes are happening. Okay, Trump uses Twitter to get the word out to the mainstream media, what he wants them to hear, okay? So that he can take care of business, give himself time to stay ahead, okay? Seriously. You got the Truman Strike Force going to be there April 22nd, maybe at the earliest. You've got the U.S. Winston Churchill on its way also. Okay, they're going to get there, but it gives him 7 to 10 days. It gives him all the time in the world to do what he wants to do, which is get rid of the deep state. Okay, the deep state, ISIS, the deep state army, the paid mercenaries in Syria, our troops out. We need to get them out of the way so that Iran, Syria, and Russia can mop up. It's that simple. The deep state has to come out of Iran. Okay, our ships got to be there and take our troops home, keep them out of harm's way. Okay, so pay attention to what's going on because we want you to remember there will be a transition period no matter what happens. But we want you to take a look at cryptocurrency, and because it's just like gold, silver, and it's a whole lot easier to carry and it's a whole lot easier to transact. And we want you to be prepared with a coin that will never go down in value, will go up in value every single day until it hits its maximum price at 1 billion euros per coin. That will be with our first billion people. If we have a 30% increase in our growth again this year, we'll go from 3 million to 85 million. 85 million people is enough that we will be doing transactions at all the major retail places in America. Okay? We will basically have an economy already. Imagine what we'll have when we have a billion. The whole entire world will be on the economy of TBC. Now, that's not going to take away gold, silver, and platinum. It's not going to take away all these other cryptocurrencies. They're all going to have value because they're not fiat. They're based on something with value. Okay. But money is awesome in whatever form it is, and it can be used. So don't worry about any of that. But you all want to, and you're all going to need to, and use the Billion coin. Okay. Because there's nothing that's going to stop us. So jump on. Okay. And just stay looking at these videos and paying attention to what I say on Facebook, and you'll be okay if you've got your eyes open and you want to do things. We're getting ready to migrate. As soon as we start to migrate, you're going to see us just step everything up. Bam, we're going to step things up like you wouldn't believe. Okay. So I will be laying some dynamite information on you in the coming days, because we are so close to starting that migration. And when we do, all of those who have or who are current members, they're going to migrate over to the new wallet system. So that old wallet system will become useless when we're done with migration. Okay, so if you leave your coins, your kringles in there, and I will come up with a chart that shows you basically what you could have, those ones that I've given away that you don't even know most of you have. Not most of you, but a lot of my friends and family members have, that they don't even realize they have, or they do, but they don't understand what it is, and they don't care. But show you what's possible in the value, because the value has changed in the sense that we've given less kringles away over the months, over this last year. And so different amounts have been given away free. So there's different, values. And we'll let you decide whether you want to hang on to those or not and start over again. Okay, so nothing but fantastic things are coming. Stay in tune. I hope to be here tomorrow. I didn't make it yesterday. Friday is crazy. Friday the 13th, it was a blast. But I couldn't get on. Tried to get on at 5, couldn't. I tried to reschedule for 9 o'clock. I couldn't do that one either. It was just one of those days. But I got a lot done, let me tell you. Okay, tomorrow I should have no problem. It's Sunday. It's a fabulous day. I should be here at 5 o'clock again. For those of you who did stick around and watch this whole video, thank you so much. And because I can start ranting about things, and I get a little, whatever. So I'm going to get off and get on the guitar back there, and then do some more fun stuff, because it is Saturday night, right? Okay. Oh, and there's my phone ringing. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow, I hope. Have a fantastic night.